So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We hope that you sat with yourself after the last webinar and you have given a thought to your goals this week, and you're sure you're ready with some list of goals for yourself, either for 2024 or for whatever timeline that you have chosen for your goals. That's absolutely fine. So the next step that we want to share with you is about how most of us decide that we want to achieve something, and we set a goal, and then how we miss it. What makes us not achieve it? Any block, any barrier that keeps us away from our goal. But before that, if you want to share anything from the last webinar, because it is a series related to the same topic, let's go for a quick sharing if you have anything to share, and then we can start. If you have anything to share, else we can continue.
Yeah, I can speak on this.
Hi, Shilpa. Yeah.
I was not there in the last this thing, but I saw in the YouTube, and you guys were saying that check from where it is coming. Your goal, is it coming from lack? So when I checked that, when I worked on my lack, then suddenly I felt that I don't have goals.
Mm. That particular goal disappeared.
Disappeared, yeah, disappeared. So I worked on the lack. So that was very useful information.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
I don't know what is the next series. As you said, it is series. So yeah, and thank you for that for the last this thing seminar.
Thank you for sharing that.
And I seriously worked on that. So um, and I realized that I have lack first of all. So that being into that acceptance that worked for me.
Really nice. So then maybe if that goal disappeared, you can work on other goals which are not coming from the lab, but coming from pure uh, reference of creation. So, and when we go through the next remaining sessions of this month, you can apply whatever we are going to share to those goals.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Shilpa.
Yes. Thank you.
So let's start then. Here, you want to add anything? Okay. So, you know, how this entire topic came to our mind, because usually New Year resolutions, after a week or two, they just go away from our mind, and we don't do anything about such New Year resolutions. Or many times we have seen that clients come to us and they say that I want to achieve something. I really, really want that, but somehow I'm not taking any action towards that. It's either just a wishful thinking, or if I start taking actions, I'm not consistent with my actions. Or something happens and then I just stop and I go back to, uh, the first step. So there are certain patterns which make us to not go towards what we really want to have in our life. And uh, one core pattern is self sabotage. Like, I really want something in my life. I know that it will give me the kind of happiness I'm looking for. and yet I'm not acting towards it. So we are sabotaging our own self or our own goal. Yeah. And how to know if you are sabotaging a particular goal on your list. So you will have to sit with each goal and just notice for how long are you trying to achieve, or for how long it has been there on your list. Or if you have given any time since last webinar, are you seeing yourself planning any actions? Are you at least noticing if you're taking any action towards that goal or not? If you're not taking the action yet, you're getting interrupted by anything, or you're discontinuing your actions, then this is a sign that you might be sabotaging your goal. Okay. And though we say in therapeutic manner that this self-sabotaging pattern will come in any goal, in the way of any goal, we think that at times we might achieve certain goals and we might sabotage some other goals. Not all the goals might be sabotaged from one pattern. So, last time, as we said, that when you are setting the goal, check if it is coming from a healthy context or not. Now, similarly, once you have a goal, maybe now you know that it is coming from healthy place, but you have certain beliefs about yourself or about that particular goal itself. For example, you want to achieve a certain amount of wealth for yourself, but your belief in your family is that money is not as good, or money spoils the relationships, or money is not spiritual. Or maybe there is no defined money belief about money, but you have seen contradicting beliefs in your parents. Like in my case, I realized that my father used to say that pehle jitna hai, the amount of money that you have, be happy with that first. Be content with that. And my mother would feel that, yeah, that is everything said and done. But end of the day, when I want to buy something, I need it. And if we don't have enough money for that, then that's the reality and we need to look at that. And whenever they would discuss these things, the child in me, I used to feel confused. I used to feel both of them are right in a way. And that belief was coming in my own way to define a financial goal for myself. So even though I would always think about having more money and achieving, my financial goals and growing financially, I would not reach anywhere. This continued till I found that I was confused in their belief system, which way to go. So we want you to start noticing particular beliefs that you have either about yourself when it comes to achieving that goal, or that particular aspect, that particular goal itself. Maybe somebody has said something to you that you can never do this. Or there is a general belief that women can't do this or men can't do that. And you have taken that particular belief. So we want you to start noticing such belief systems about each and every goal that you are sabotaging. Ria, you want to add anything here?
Yeah, I have so it takes me back to the first webinar where we were talking of goals being not only in terms of doing, but in terms of being also. So I would want to take an example around that for people who have taken goals around being. For example, if someone has made up a goal of being in more self love, for example, or being more content or peaceful. Now, self love is, of course, a way of being, but um, in certain cultures, especially in India, there's a lot of conditioning around, um, think of the person in front of you first. They come as more priority. You're being selfish if you do not, you think only about yourself. You need to share more, you need to care more, and that is a way of being kind. In a family of a lot of people, it is okay even if you compromise in a way. So, or we grow up in a family where we have seen women or people in general, not only women but people, do this. Now, in such a state, like as Gayatri said, a child can grow up feeling confused, feeling judged, or judging itself, in a place where it feels that no, I am priority, which has to be the first thing in terms of self love, because you know your world the best. So, to strike a balance, or it could be that in general, it is said to be selfish to be thinking about oneself. In a world, all of us are equal, or I don't deserve the wealth that I have because there are so many poor people out there. Or in Indian families, there's a conditioning that says, just finish your food. There are so many people out there who don't get food. Now, with such kind of beliefs, which is not targeted specifically to a person, but these kind of very strong beliefs and statements stay with us, and sometimes unknowingly have a very strong emotional, grip on the goal that we want to achieve. Because these kind of so-called limiting beliefs take us away from what we really want to achieve for ourselves consciously. So as much as we try to be a particular way or do a particular thing, these come in the way. Yeah. So as Gayatri said, I think the invitation is to just sit with yourself and see what goals, what are the thoughts, what are the beliefs that come in the way of you achieving your own goal.
And I believe that more general a belief, more grip it might have, as Priya said. Generally, the belief is that market is down, or businesses are, going down, or in such particular field, a woman can't perform. These are general beliefs that people develop, and we keep on listening to them. And because they are so general, at times we can't notice that we have taken up this belief. I can still remember if something specifically was said to me, right? I can connect better. I can remember better that, yes, my mother told me this. But if it is a general belief, we might have accepted it as normal. Yeah, normal in my family or normal in my community. So those beliefs can be very subtle to notice. So you will have to, this week, we want you to actually sit with, all the possible beliefs, those might be coming in your way to achieve your goal. And before that, of course, noticing how much you are able to act towards your goal and how much you're not. So that will tell you the self-sabotaging pattern that even might even tell you about a, a particular pattern in your life. For example, you might be able to do well when it comes to your fitness, but you are not able to do very well when it comes to money. Or you are doing well with money or career, but you are not able to work on your relationship goals. So there is a pattern around that. Yeah. So when you find that pattern, that's when the real work will begin. How we can overcome, how we can do that by ourselves, or if necessary, take help from others, and then overcoming that specifically so that you actually see a palpable difference in your actions towards your goal. Does that make sense? Does anybody have anything to ask or share?
I have one more thing to, kind of share. So, one belief system or one confusion that has prevailed for me as a person is the kind of life that my parents had is very different from the kind of life that they gave me. And they used to come with beliefs like, for example, we have worked very hard to create what we have created, but I didn't have to work hard. So it was very confusing for me because, I've grown up listening to them, but my experience of life was very different. So, what is true? Absolutely, what is true for me is what I have lived, right? So, the day I realized this primarily, I'm sorry, I have a cold. Um, that gave me a lot of relief because I told that their life might have been challenging in different ways, and my life was challenging in different ways. So I don't have to face the same challenges and create the same life that they created the way they created it. That gave me a lot of relief. So I feel something which is the closest is very difficult to see.
This also takes me to next point. If my parents had a difficult life in a particular aspect, and if I am living a better life today, whether I got it easily or I created it is a different story. I might have guilt about, oh, I'm enjoying this, my parents never enjoyed it. Like the parents' intention behind making us, notice our blessings when they teach us that that might get into, non-deserving feeling, or when they say that you got it so easily in our times it was not the reality, then we might feel, oh, I'm getting it so easily, maybe I don't deserve it, one should struggle more. So is there a belief that I should struggle more, I should do more hard work, then I will feel that I have really earned this? If it comes easily to me, maza nahi aayega na shayad, I may not enjoy it enough. So, is there a belief like that? Is there a guilt about me leading a better life than what my parents led in that particular aspect when they were young? So, these are very, very subtle things. But if you sit with your goals and if you look at the belief systems, I'm sure something very beautiful will come out of it for you. A pattern, or I'm sure when we start noticing the patterns and these beliefs, that's when the sense of freedom comes, because now we know we can do something about it. So sometimes becoming aware itself is half healing. It will lose the grip, and you can feel free already. Of course, we are not going to stop there. I think in the next session we want to work with those kind of beliefs and find the way to be free from it. Yeah. I think that's what we wanted to share, and If you have questions, we can still answer, but if you want to share anything, we can stop the recording. Shall I stop the recording then?